Um, Hello, my name is Christina Cortez. I have the privilege of serving as Dean for Student Success, Enrollment Management, and Academic Advising here at St. Philip's College.
My name is Tandria Teo, and I work at SPC as a personal counselor.
My name is Liz Castillo. I'm a director of student success. I'm in charge of our first year experience program. My pronouns are she, her, ella. I was really naive at first. I thought that COVID was something that was happening over there somewhere. I in no way thought that it would be of this magnitude. No way.
I was cautiously optimistic that it would be okay. And then March hit and the world turned upside down. I had no idea what was about to happen. The grocery stores were empty.
I come from the South by Corpus Christi, and so I immediately started thinking hurricane box, right? And so started getting the canned goods and stuff that we needed. And my family was kind of like, my husband and my kids are like, it's really not going to be that big of a deal.
We were just all panicked. We didn't have enough information to know what was going on, how long a shutdown would occur. Um, it made me nervous, very, very nervous.
I had no thought process whatsoever that we were going to be going into the spring semester, possibly into some of the summer semester coming up. It was really something that I sat back and was like, wow, and it hit me even harder because I have children that are in school also. And so I have my son at UTSA, I have my daughter in high school, and my daughter in elementary. And so seeing the schools all change and morph to be able to keep the safety of their students, their faculty, their staff, all of that. Um, I knew there was going to be some time. I'm not going to lie. I knew it was going to be some time because we don't morph, we don't pivot like that just for a couple of weeks, right? Um, but I didn't expect it. Here we are now, a year into this, and we still have the parameters of small amount of individuals on campus and such.
I thought, maybe through the summer, we'll probably be back in the fall and it'll be okay. I took my work computer home. I thought, this will just be a few months, and it didn't work out that way.
I remember the first afternoon that I got home and I set up my office on my table and I was just like, all right, yeah, like I'm gonna work from home for 2 weeks, 2, 3 weeks. And I was just like, all right, we got this. Yeah, we can do this. Okay. And here we are, a year later. On a personal level, I actually think that the pandemic helped me. Um, I had to slow down, right? Everything shut down, everything slowed down. Right before the pandemic, I had been diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder. And so this quieter time really has given me the time to focus on my health. And I have 100% been focusing on my health. Um, I have to follow a special diet for this. So I've been doing that. I haven't missed a workout because my gym is at home.
I also did not think that my family would get COVID. All of my husband and my 3 children all contracted COVID. They all had it within a 3-week span, and I was the only one that didn't contract it. And I was tested. It was a negative, but I'm living in a household with 4 other people that had COVID.
Professionally, as a counselor, I love what I do. I love meeting with clients in my office. I did not know what telemental health would look like, providing counseling over the computer. It was very nerve-wracking. I wanted to do it right. I was like, I need more trainings. I want to make sure that I'm serving students well. And you know what? It turned out better than I thought. More students came, more students received services, more students showed up on time because they didn't have to deal with traffic or getting out of class late or any of those other challenges. It was a surprise at even really how much students liked having that connection by video, not having the schedule of a commute of getting home, for example, and switching gears from work person, employee, to home life is it's been a challenge. The lines have been blurred so often. Dinner was late way too many times for me to be at home all day, Um, again, taking the time, before the pandemic, I would have never really thought about working on a weekend, and now I do it all the time, you know? Um, really, the blurred boundaries have been hard, and not feeling guilty when I shut off that counselor/employee side of my brain, side of me, for example, and just be at home, just be Etandria, just go for a walk and not feel as if, oh goodness, there might be an email that comes in and that I missed.
Being at home and working from home was at first a big struggle for me because I wanted to be that engaged mom, right? When I had a laptop right on the other side of this table and on the other side of this table, being an engaged mom to where if mom, I need help, I could jump up and go help, but I'd be in the middle of a meeting and how do I manage that, right? Or how do I learn to Heisman every time a 9-year-old comes over in a meeting, right? I'm like, no, I can't say no, you can't, I'm like, type scenario. So being an engaged mom was another thing that I didn't expect. I didn't think about how those two things, being at home, working from home, and then also having children at home, how hard or how difficult that was.
The loss, of, I had an uncle who passed away because of COVID, and I wasn't able to go to the funeral. I had my best friend from high school. He lost both parents, and that really like shook me. I was angry. Life isn't fair, right? But I thought that was so unfair. And they passed like a month and a half before the vaccine rollout. Um, the loss has been tremendous. Also, the loss of rituals. So when somebody passes away, right, according to what your culture is or what your religion or what your faith is, you have rituals to be able to move on. And we have lost those rituals. So I wasn't able to go to my uncle's rosary. They didn't have a mass for him. The priest did go to the cemetery and do something small there, but there's a ritual, there's a rite of passage, there's different things that you do to be able to move on. And right now we've kind of lost our rituals, and that's hard. I didn't know how much I was still Catholic. I didn't know how much. I guess for me it's different, right? My religion is my culture, right? So it's kind of a different thing, and I didn't know how much I needed that. I didn't know how much I needed the rituals. I have really focused on meditation a lot more. I have been able to practice meditation more consistently. I have a morning routine that I really like that includes stretching and meditation and really getting my body and my mind ready for the day. And it really helps me. It really grounds me, and that's something that I really hope that I can continue to practice forever.
I think that I'm going to have to work on the habit of not constantly working, right? Removing that from personally, that needs something I need to work on. The habit has been the sun comes up, the sun goes down, work, 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 right? Because it is so easy to do it right here, right? And so I think that what I will work on personally is being mindful when we do get the chance to go back to campus, being mindful that there's a line and I need to cut the line, right? And say, I can't do this. And so I have to develop that habit.
I also plan really to give more people more grace. During the past year, people have been going through so many things that we wouldn't know. We don't know if the person who is fearful of coming close to you and is wearing a mask and might be wearing a face shield and gloves, if they watch someone close to them die, you don't know. And just to give people just more grace. You know, I never before have I walked into an elevator and there's another person there, have I asked, is it okay if I ride the elevator with you? This year I've asked that because I just want to be respectful of people and where they are. And it doesn't hurt me to say I'll wait for the next elevator if that makes you uncomfortable, you know? So it's just been a really good reminder that we don't know people's stories. We do not know what people are going through.
I think that we can be patient with each other. I think we need to understand that we will never go back to before. What we had before, I don't think we will ever be back to that. And in some ways, that's good, right? In some ways, that is good. I know that I personally will be anxious when I have to be surrounded by so many people because I have gotten so good at being by myself and isolating. And we need to remember that just the same way that we had to transition right into this remote environment, we have to transition. We can't just be like, we're back. And I think some patience and kindness goes a long way. Also, we need to realize that we may be holding on to some pain right now because we are still isolated, and that pain may resurface when life goes on. When we go back and all of a sudden the world is moving again at a faster pace and everything's going on, then we might mourn again, right? All that we've lost during this pandemic. So patience, some love, some compassion, that goes a long way.
A year is a long time. We don't realize how long a year is, right? To not be in the same environment that you've been in for many, many days and years before. You don't know what's walking through the door. You don't know if they lost an aunt, an uncle, a grandma, a grandpa through this year of COVID. And being mindful, recognizing that we have the capability of serving and helping others. And we have that way of being able to do that by being mindful, right? Helping our students, helping other staff members, helping faculty, whatever it may be, right? Recognize that everybody has been through stuff, and being mindful of the fact that this is not this may be the first time they've seen you, but this may not be the first time you've seen a student, right? And so treat each and every person that you engage with as though it's the first time you've ever met a new person.
I think the key way that we can be supportive of our students, of our coworkers, of people that just enter our physical space that we call St. Philip's College is to be respectful. You know, if someone expresses a need, to listen to it, don't dismiss it, and see if there is a way we can accommodate it. Whether it's, I feel uncomfortable being this physically close, but can we find another way to communicate? Whether it's I have a different idea about how this theory, how this group, how this thing should work. All right, let's hear it and then let's see where our commonalities are and work towards that. What's the big goal here? Because everybody that works at SPC wants to see students succeed. And I know students don't show up saying, I want to fail. So everybody here has the same process, has the same goal. Like what do we need to do to help students accomplish the goals that they want to reach? And so I plan to be a good listener. I plan to ask questions and not assume. And I plan to say, okay, within the boundaries that we have, let's see if we can find a way to make this work for you. Even if I have to do that 13,000 different ways, 13,000 different times with each student, that's okay. If that helps that student be successful.
I think that everybody has been incredibly resilient. And I think that even on the days when we thought we weren't strong, you were strong. You were strong. And I just hope that we move forward from this and are kinder, ask more questions. We have been, right? Like, I think we have started to create this cadence of checking in on people. Hey, how are you? You okay? Let's normalize that. Let's normalize checking on people. Just because at random times.
We're still people. We are still people. And we need to find ways to connect, even if there are physical barriers in between us. I really liked early on, I started hearing in the mental health world that we're not necessarily socially distanced, we're physically distanced. And that's a huge difference. And we can find ways to be together safely, but still be social. And so I plan to continue to find ways to do that.